homecoming things to talk about, plus our visit from the Chamber of Commerce, and we'll have a visit from our Moore County schools as well. So busy day, glad you're along with us. And I always say my favorite day of homecoming week is we get a chance here in studio to visit with our distinguished alumni, and they are joining us at this hour. Very glad to have them here in studio. Marlou Garbage-Johnston from the class of 1960, good to have you here. And also joining us in studio, Wendell King. Wendell, welcome to you. Have you slide a little bit closer to that microphone there. So here you are. We got
Thank you.
Lots of things we want to talk about today. First, welcome back. We'll start with Marlou. How's it been?
Oh, just fantastic, really, unbelievable. The kids are wonderful, very respectful. They listened to us when we talked, didn't make fun of us. No, we've been having a great time.
And Wendell, how's it been for you this week?
It's exceeded all of my expectations. I've been having a terrific time. The thing's really well organized. Everything's gone off without a hitch. All the people I've dealt with have just been really great. So I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
Really, for both of you, have you been back to Austin in the interim, or how recent have you been back to Austin?
I was back 5 years ago because I won a music award, a high school music award. So I got to see a lot of the stuff I'm seeing this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And actually I have two sisters who are also professional musicians, and they were honored at the same time. So it was really fun for us.
Very cool, man.
It's been about 5 years since I've been back
Okay.
too. I haven't been back much since my parents retired and moved away. I have a brother that still lives in Austin, but usually he comes up the lake to visit me. So it's been a while. I've been enjoying it. The town has changed a lot.
Well, I was going to ask too. Well, first let's talk about just being a distinguished alumni. How did you find out about the distinction? Did you have a sense it was coming, or were you surprised when you got the call?
Totally surprised. Totally surprised. One of my high school girlfriends nominated me, and I didn't know it until just last night what had happened.
Mm-hmm.
But it was an honor. I was very surprised and happy to get it.
Did they call you up or send a letter?
Yeah, just called me up.
Right. Really? What? What is it? That's very neat. How about you, Wendell?
Same thing. I had no idea that I was even being considered for it. They called me up and said that I'd been selected, and would I be willing to accept it? Certainly.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Let's talk a little bit about what you've done since leaving Austin High School. Both of you really very close together in 1960 and 1958. Marlou, let's start with you. You've had a pretty distinguished professional career as a musician.
I went on to Carleton College and then graduate school at Northwestern. And when I hit the Chicago area at Northwestern, I just started auditioning for everything. Just, I'd show up. I'd just keep plugging away until I found my niche, which was both classical music plus jazz, rhythm and blues, pop. And so I played a lot of recording sessions, did a lot of concerts. Was just thrilled to have the opportunity living in Chicago to have that much music.
And you said recording sessions, like they have recording studios in
Oh,
Chicago.
yeah.
Were you like just a studio musician? If they
Studio
needed
musician.
somebody.
Yeah, I played with bands like Smashing Pumpkins and Mannheim Steamroller, and I mean, you name it. I've done work with Frank Sinatra. I just would get called in for all kinds of things because I was fearless about auditioning.
Oh, that's very cool. And knowing some of those names that you threw out there, I said I so want to go down that path and just talk about some of those artists, but we'll keep it to distinguished alumni today. Wendell, how about you? You've really done some amazing things too.
After graduating from high school, I attended the University of Minnesota Institute of Technology and got a degree in physics. Left there, got a job in research at B.F. Goodrich in the Akron-Cleveland area. While I was there, I went to graduate school at Akron University at the Polymer Institute. And I also attended Dartmouth's Amos Tuck Business School, so I've got a variety of degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Spent most of my career in the medical device field. I was an early employee at Medtronic, and during my stay there, I spent most of it as a staff scientist, but during a part of it, I was director of research and development, and in my last position there, I was vice president and general manager of their second largest division. Had a manufacturing operation in Puerto Rico and in the Netherlands, so I spent some time each month in Puerto Rico and some in the Netherlands. Left Medtronic and with a couple of friends co-founded a medical device company called Angion Corporation that we ended up taking public on the NASDAQ stock exchange. After that, I was involved in founding another medical device company, Vascular Solutions, that also is traded on the NASDAQ stock exchange. And I decided I liked this starting companies, so with a friend founded a venture capital business incubator called Gateway Alliance. And at Gateway Alliance, we started a number of companies, some of them not in the medical device field.
Just kind of taking entrepreneurs that have an idea or a
Yeah,
passion.
basically, we had a reputation that we could raise money and help people. So people would bring ideas to us, and we'd screen the ideas and go through them, take the really good ones that we thought we could turn into successful businesses, and help the people. We'd help them write a business plan, put together a management team, and then help them raise the money they needed to start the company.
Wow, pretty, both of you, very impressive from leaving Austin. As part of the Distinguished Alumni celebration, part of Homecoming Week, they have you come to the high school and do assemblies, and I think other times you meet with the public in different events. When you had the opportunity to speak to the students, what sort of message did you have for them?
My message was to get out into the world, get as much education as you can. When you travel, don't just be a tourist, but try to be part of something that's giving back to whatever country you're in. And I do that with a group called Trio Chicago and Friends, and we're sponsored by the State Department. And they send us out about 4 times a year to countries that mostly don't like us. And so we interact with the public in those countries and bring the musicians up on stage to play jazz numbers with us, and then work with kids in universities and high schools, and just do a lot of music goodwill. But it's just been fascinating. We've been all over the world.
Have you had instances, I mean, you say you're going to places that don't necessarily appreciate
That's
the
right.
United States. Is that a little nerve-wracking going to some
Well,
of these
we
places?
travel in bulletproof cars sometimes. We were on the border between Turkey and Syria fairly recently, and no, I mean, knock on wood, we've never had an incident, and they really appreciate us as musicians, and we interact so well with the other by bringing them up on stage that it's just been eye-opening.
I'm just in awe of where you've gone. What sort of countries are you talking about? Or some of the ones that aren't our friends necessarily?
Well, theoretically, most of Southeast Asia didn't start out as our friends. I'm talking about Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Burma, or as they say, Myanmar today. We've been to 9 different countries in Africa. We've been to Russia, the far east part of Russia. So it's been pretty remarkable. And South America, I keep forgetting some of the countries we've been to. I've been to Cuba twice, met Fidel Castro.
Wow, so many people. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And that's what a neat way, because music can be such a great connecting point between cultures.
Yeah, absolutely. It totally is. I mean, we've never had, one time when I was in Vietnam, I've been there many times, one of the people in the audience came up and said, "I never liked Americans until I met you guys." So that's,
High compliment.
I'm glad he didn't say I don't like you either.
Oh, very good. Wendell, we'll get your response in just a moment. We have to take a business break. We'll get that out of the way. Back with more with our distinguished alumni here on AM 1480 KUS, the voice of Moore County and the surrounding area. Just now turning 20 minutes past the hour. Plenty of sunshine. Going to be a great